Merab versus Jan might go down as the worst card ever. I'm just kidding. But it is not a great numbered card. I think they were saving a lot of people for like the Paramount cards next year, even though those also are doo-doo buns as well. Um, it's a terrible.
You think the Paramount cards are buns?
I just think it's a terrible time to be an MMA fan. It's just a bad time to be an MMA fan.
I think UFC 324 is stacked.
It's gonna be good. It doesn't matter. We're still gonna tune in every Saturday night. It doesn't matter. I'm wrapped around Dana Wright's little chode finger. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Anyways, we're gonna go for Merab Dvalishvili versus Peter Yan. We're both picking Merab,
You're
maybe
gonna
for
start at the
different reasons
top?
though. Yeah, we're starting at the top. That's what they care about. They want top. Well, we're gonna skip back and forth though. We're gonna do like
All right.
Merab, and then we'll do a couple prelims, and then we'll do Pantoja, and then we'll do a couple prelims, and then we'll do like Tyra versus Brandon Moreno. You know what I'm saying? That way they
All right. All
stay
right.
interested and they don't just skip ahead. Get out if you need to leave. Okay. Anyways, Merab is
Get
gonna win.
out!
Merab is gonna win. I think that's a foregone conclusion, guys. Even though Peter Yan is definitely in my top 12 of all time, like Lucas Tracy. I'm gonna have to pick Merab, and I think he's gonna get it done via submission. Even I'm gonna pick finishes on the whole main card because I'm praying that they're not gonna be a bunch of decision merchants on this card. So we're gonna pick decision. They're not decision, not decision. We're gonna pick a submission, and I believe I picked the fourth round, third round submission via Merab. I don't think he's gonna try to stand and bang with him that much. So I think he's going to get it done. But I do think Jan lasts just a little bit longer than Sean O'Malley, just because I've seen his grappling a little bit more.
I honestly wouldn't even be that surprised if Rob knocked out Peter Yan at this point.
That's
He's just
crazy.
improving so rapidly of every single fight.
That's true.
And Peter Yan doesn't really like he's like really good defensively, and that's like honestly like his main thing about his striking. But he kind of does just kind of like sit there and like wait until you're done comboing. But Rob doesn't really stop. He just constantly goes. So that could be a problem. And I don't. And I think what's going to happen is Rob's just going to take off. And Peter Yan starts off really slow. So I think it's just going to be Merab all downhill. I could see Peter Yan winning a round. I think it's going to be pretty dominant from Merab. And I also think it's going to end by finish in the fourth round submission. I just think that Merab's just going to beat down Peter Yan. I think he's going to win on the feet. I could see Merab getting like careless and just like pushing him against the fence and then getting caught by a counter. But we've seen this guy against every possible matchup, dangerous strikers. At this point, I don't think he's gonna. I think you need to actually be better than Merab to beat him, and I don't think there's anyone better than him.
Yeah,
And I
no,
think
I
he's gonna win by sub.
I think I agree. I think I agree fully, honestly. Um, yeah, I mean, great choice, Isaac. That's a great choice. You totally didn't
Thank you.
copy me. I didn't say my pick first, and then you copied me. That was very
Yeah,
that
totally.
you came up with that
My
on your
bad.
own. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at the early prelims real fast. We're gonna do 3 cards. We're gonna try our best to like do them as fast as possible. We know
Three
that you guys
cards.
three fights. Sorry, we're gonna try to get this done as fast as possible. We know you guys care about the main card way more than you care about this. To the 4 people watching, Muhammad Naimov versus Marin Santos. I don't even know who I picked. Let me pull it up and I'll let Isaac explain himself.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I got Santos by knockout. I believe I put round 2 knockout. It could honestly be early first or late first. I mean, I just think that Santos is a lot better. I think that they're both pretty really good though, and they're both like pretty good for the unranked area of featherweight. But yeah, I don't know. There's not much to talk about. We don't really know much about it, but I think Santos is gonna win.
No, I
Round
got
two
you. I
knockout.
got you. I think I picked decision for Santos myself based off of the odds.
Okay.
That's it.
Uh, all
That's
right,
about
in the
it.
middleweight, I
uh,
think I'm pretty sure Mansur Abdulmalik is like a big favorite, and I think this is kind of like the Abdul Gatier kind of matchup, like where they just keep feeding him cans and he just keeps knocking them out. I think he needs a step up, and I think he's levels above Antonio. I don't think he's even that great, but I just think that Antonio's not that great,
mhm.
and I think he's gonna win. I think Malik is gonna win by round 1 knockout. He's got heavy hands and he kind of just brawls and
Yeah, I
punches you
picked
in the
round
face.
2 knockout. He's the heavy favorite for sure. Yeah, and being it as a middleweight fight, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened in the first, but I think it's gonna happen in the second. Next, let's go to Iwo Barne Whiskey versus Ibo Islam, and we're gonna go ahead and I myself am gonna go with Iwo Baraneski. I'm not even gonna try that anymore, dude. I'm just done. I'm just
Evo
done.
versus Ebo.
Yeah, Iwo versus Ebo. He's coming off a big win in the Contender Series. Sorry, let me check my notes. Coming off a
Against
big win in
Muhammad
the
Ali.
coming off a big win in the Contender Series, and Ebo is coming off of a couple losses in the UFC. Um, both these guys have fought in the low contender area, like or not the low contender area, the unranked prospect area, and I think that it's the changing of the tide, and we're gonna go with our Eastern European brother, or my Eastern European brother. Sorry, don't want to lump you in with me.
I think that he's gonna win by first round knockout. Was actually looking pretty good for a while, and then he just kind of started sucking, and I think he sucks.
Did I say the
And
round for
he's
me?
no.
I said round 2 knockout is what I picked there.
All right. I just think that Ebo isn't that great, and he's been losing to some cans. And
Yeah,
Ebo just beat a really great fighter, one of the greatest boxers of all time in Muhammad Ali. And he beat Dylan Dennis. And that's pretty impressive. And for some reason, this multi-billion-dollar company says he's 1-0 when he's like 6 or 7-0.
I'm
See,
showing them
guys,
the
he beat
proof that
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali. Yeah, showing them the proof that he beat Muhammad Ali. That's a real thing. Definitely not spelt wrong. He
Well,
only has.
that's just the UFC being another multi-million-dollar company.
That's kind of crazy that he's 1-0-0. Why?
Yeah, and he's fought multiple times too. That's crazy how that works.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. My records are showing 6-0. That's okay though. UFC. Okay.
Six or seven and now.
It's just because they don't have any stuff other than UFC stats, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, Pantoja versus Van, the fight that everybody's wanting to see. Van, the rising prospect. Is he too young to fight Pantoja? Pantoja, the guy on top, arguably the flyweight GOAT for a lot of people. Um, who wins this? It,
Hold on, hold on. Marab is a almost minus 500.
yeah, that's kind of
Yeah,
scary.
that's insane. Should
It's
be
kind of
like a
messed up.
minus 200 max.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up. My personal idea on Pantoja, I think the first round's going to be a feel round. He's going to let Joshua Van get all of his energy out, and then he's going to second round sub him.
I actually exactly agree. I think it's going to be a round two sub. I think it definitely could be a round one sub, but I think that Pantoja is going to feel him out definitely for sure. I feel like, and I just think that Joshua Van is really good, but even on the feet, I feel like it's still pretty close. But on the ground, it's just Pantoja's world 100%. Joshua Van's never felt anything like Pantoja on the ground. And he's still young. He hasn't learned that much about the grappling. He's only been training for a couple years. I just think that when you have Pantoja on your back, it's over
Yeah,
as
no,
Joshua Van.
no, fully, he is a dog. Like, fully, he's a dog. But he's also 24 years old.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ready for the absolute monster that's Pantoja. That's just how I feel. I think at some point he's going to be a champion. It's just not now.
Yeah, I agree.
That's really how I feel. Okay, so anyways, next prelim fight is Edson Barboza versus Jalen Turner. This is one that I'm actually kind of excited about. You see Edson Barboza on a card and you think interesting things. And then you look at Jalen Turner, and Jalen Turner, though he has not had a great showing the last 2 fights, he had a good win against King Green. And as we know, King Green is actually how you get ranked number 5 in the division. That your best win, if your best win's King Green, you're now number 5 ranked.
Well, he beat Michael Chandler too.
Yeah, whatever, dude. I'm a Scouser. Okay. But anyways, I think Jalen Turner is gonna, snap back. I think it might be the end of the year of the Unk. We've seen a lot of Unks lose recently, and I think Edson Barboza is gonna end up losing. I picked a second round knockout actually.
Picked first round knockout.
Wow.
I think it's going
Okay.
to be straight dominant. I think it's going to look like Edson Barbosa shouldn't be in the UFC, and hopefully he retires after this because it needs to happen.
Yeah, that'd
And
be
I just think that Jalen Turner is currently levels above Edson Barbosa.
that's fair.
And I don't understand why they're even giving Jalen Turner this matchup. It's almost not even like
Seems like they're trying to feed
fair.
because of the two losses. That was my take
Yeah,
on
but
it, at
he
least.
retired. He should be getting punished.
Edson Barboza should be.
No, Jalen Turner retired and he came back.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
think.
Jalen Turner like is only lost to like top 15 fighters, so I think he's actually really good still.
Yeah, I think he's the definition of a gatekeeper, journeyman type fighter. You know.
I think he's at the level right now, but I think he can make it past it. I think he can get top
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair assumption. Speaking of guys that can make it better and have made it better, let's go look at Marvin Vettori versus Ferreira. Um, so, so here's my take on this. If it goes the distance, Marvin Vettori is going to win. If it ends up getting, a little bit spicy for Vettori, I think Bruno Ferreira has the capabilities to knock him out. I mean, if we let's look at Bruno Ferreira's last wins. He's had a knockout against Jackson McVeigh, Armin Petrosyan. I mean, like he's got a good resume of people he's knocked out. So if he can land that puncher's chance blow, I think he could knock him out. But I do think that Vettori has the strong enough chin to tough it out and get a decision win.
I think I got Bruno Ferreira by round 3 knockout.
Hey, and I can't disagree with you. It's a close odds fight. It's a pretty pick 'em.
I think that Marvin Vettori has like the greatest chin in UFC history, but this year has been the year of chins getting cracked. And
Same guy that cracked your
Marvin,
chin, by the way.
what?
Nothing.
Anyways, um, Marvin Vittori's been getting beat up by people not even like he's been getting pieced up by guys that aren't even strikers. He just got pieced up by Brendan Allen. And if Brendan Allen's doing that to you, what is Bruno Ferreira going to do that to you? So I think that there's a strong chance Bruno Ferreira just knocks him out in the first round. But
This
Marvin
could
Vittori has a good chin, so I could just see Bruno Ferreira just beating him down and getting a TKO victory.
No, I get what you're saying. I again, like I said, I can see it going both ways.
And
You know?
Marvin Vittori literally only has a 1-2.
Yeah, yeah. All right, another main card fight. We're gonna go Brendan Moreno versus Tyra, and I think you're gonna pick the same as me. So I just want to hear yours first.
I got Tatsura Taira by round 3 sub.
I got Tatsuro Tyra by round 2 sub actually. I think Brendan Moreno's just I think he's a little bit on his way out, and we've seen that Tyra is just a dog, bro. His last fight was obviously against somebody who really shouldn't have fought up against him, but I think he's just a dog. I think he's the same as Van, where he's gonna be a champ one day. He's just gotta wait for Pantoja. The flyweight division it's a really good division, honestly. I think it's a very competitive division right now. The flyweight division, honestly, I believe has always been a very, very competitive division, and it seems that there's one guy at the top of the flyweight division, always that just gatekeeps for the rest of them, and nobody else gets champ because of it. Right now, it's Pantoja, and I don't know if Tyra beats Pantoja. I don't think he does, but as soon as Pantoja leaves, I think Tyra might be the best current flyweight. You disagree?
I think Midel Cop might be the best right now.
Interesting.
I
Interesting.
think it's definitely like the top 3. It's definitely Tyra, Van, Cop.
I get
Well,
that.
there's one that's not even in the UFC, but that's
Mighty Mouse?
no.
Who are you?
That Muhammad guy that fought Midel Cop and beat him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. All right. Well,
But he
anyways,
got
yeah,
cut.
it seems like we just agree on that. I just think that Tyra's going to be able to overwhelm Moreno on the ground, and that's what's going to get him the submission win.
I think what's gonna happen is, I mean, Tatsuro Taira went like I think it was 5 rounds. He went 5 rounds of Brandon Royval, and yes, he got pieced up, but he showed he's not gonna get knocked out. So I think, and like honestly, he lost obviously, and it was just because he didn't have striking, but he's improved since then, and obviously he's gonna improve more so now. And I just think that Brandon Moreno's not gonna be able to just completely piece up Tyra. and eventually Tyra's gonna be on your back. Somehow,
Yeah.
some way, he's like the best back taker ever, low
That's what
key.
I'm saying, bro.
So I just think somehow he's gonna get on his back and he's gonna sub him rear naked choke.
He's almost as good as
He's
back
so
shots as
good.
I am.
Okay.
Anyways, let's go back to the prelims. We're going with Nazim Sadikov versus Fares Ziam. Uh, do you want to open up with this one, or do you want me to open up with my pick?
You got it.
All right. So I picked Sadikov versus via decision. And honestly, with this fight, I don't have a lot of skin in the game. It's a pretty pick'em fight. But what I currently do believe is that, or what I know is that Sadikov is on a pretty good win streak right now. He's pieced together like most wins. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 wins, and then 1 draw in that streak, which according to Justin Gaethje means he needs a title shot. And so has Ziam, so it's going to be a close fight. But I just think that Sadikov's going to edge it out. Edge it out.
I completely agree with that. And took the words right out of my mouth.
He's going to edge it out.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be close. I think these guys are both like one of the best unranked lightweights. And I just think that Sadi Kayov is just a bad matchup for Ziam. And I think it's going to be like a 29-28 close decision.
Hey, that's how it goes, bro. That you know how it goes. So Macy Barbara. I mean, no, I don't know why I
It's
said
Barber.
Barbara.
You had it right at the same time.
Macy Barber
Same
versus
time.
Karine Silva. So we got Karine Silva, who's
Where's
not.
the odds?
Here, I'll just tell you what the odds are on verdict. On verdict, Macy Barber's a large favorite. And so I picked Macy Barber myself, decision, because most, not to be mean, but I feel like a lot of women's fights end up going to decision. Unfortunately, the last number card we have kind of is proof of that. But I picked Macy Barber because I think she's on a little bit better of a win streak than Karine Silva. I can't say that I keep up with these women fights as much as I do with the men. So I don't have a really great explanation, but I think that suffices, honestly.
All right, I got Macy Barber, and just because you said that women always go to decision, I'm picking Macy Barber by round 3 TKO. So, and I actually do think that's realistic.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's fair.
Karine Silva is a submission artist, but she has struggled against other wrestlers. And Macy Barber's like probably one of the best wrestlers in the division, and she's beaten other wrestlers, so she showed she can beat other wrestlers and shut them down. And I think she's gonna shut Silva down. And I think that she's actually low key got some power, and I think that she's gonna be able to implement the striking and the takedown and mix it up really well against Silva. And I don't think Silva will be able to take her down. And I think that she's gonna end up on top somehow, and she's got really vicious elbows, and I could see her just making her. I could see her making her pay on top. Pause.
That's fair. That's fair.
And dropping elbows down.
All right. The fight that everybody's really been waiting for: Triple C versus Peyton Talbot.
What about Jan?
No, we'll do that. We'll do
Okay.
that. Everybody, that's a great fight too. That's a great fight too. But C3 versus or Triple C versus Peyton Talbot. Here's my reasoning. Okay, Triple C sucks, bro. Like, I mean, ever since he unretired, he's just been on a massive losing streak, and it's unfortunate to see somebody who was so dang good go on a losing streak of this magnitude. But I really just think he's on his way out still, and he's been cracked too many times. Peyton Talbot off of a pretty good win against Lima, a loss before that, which really a lot of people figured was a fraud check. I just really do think that Peyton Talbot's going to be able to edge this out. My actual pick was a round 2 knockout. I'm not super confident in that. I don't like picking decisions on the main card, so I forced my hand. If I'm being for real though, I think Peyton Talbot will go to decision or knockout. Triple C is gonna put up a good fight. That's not questionable. He is still good. He's just not as good as his former glory days. That's my idea on it. What's yours?
I don't actually think Henry Cejudo's that bad. I mean, like he lost to who did he lose to? So who
To
he lost
Aljamain.
three times.
He lost to
Okay, yeah, it was
Aljamain,
Aljo. That's it. Aljo,
Merab,
Marab,
and then
and then
Yadong Song.
Song Yadong. Yeah, I don't think he. I didn't watch the Aljo fight to be honest, so I won't even talk about that. But the Song Yadong fight, it was close, and Song Yadong is a good striker. He didn't get knocked out. He showed a good chin, and he showed heart. Even yeah, and then against Marab, he cracked him, and he's like the only person like recently that's cracked Marab. So that's pretty impressive, even though he got dominated.
Oh, I'd love to
But
crack Merab.
I think that we can all agree that Peyton Talbot is the better striker and has the advantage in the striking. And who's the last? Like, when's the last time Henry Cejudo for real took someone down? Like, I get that he's like an Olympic guy or whatever, and that Peyton
Most
Talbot
wrestlers seem
recently
to
got.
sorry, most wrestlers seem to convert to striking once they get to the UFC.
I agree. I don't think it translates as well anymore, and I think that Peyton Talbot has showed great takedown defense. Not great, but a very improved takedown defense against Lima. And I think that if it improved that much over that short of time, it's going to just keep improving. So then he should have great takedown defense now. And I don't even think Henry Cejudo would try to take him down that much, to be honest. I think he'll try to strike with him. And I could see Peyton Talbot being down 2 rounds, but like very close rounds. And then round 3, he just tees off on Henry Cejudo against the fence, and Henry Cejudo crumbles. That's what I think is going to happen. I got Peyton Talbot by round 3 knockout. But I could also just see there's a lot of ways it could go. I could see Peyton Talbot just like being up by every round, just by like 1-2s on the outside. Henry Cejudo just not being able to really touch him. But I could also see somehow Henry Cejudo like just going over the 1-2s with overhands and stuff. So it's definitely a pretty close fight. I don't think Peyton Talbot should be as high of a favorite at all. I think it should be a pick 'em. If anything, it should be Henry Cejudo as the favorite. But yeah, Peyton Talbot round 3 knockout.
I think it should be a pick 'em as
Hopefully.
well. I think that these odds are they're kind of
I feel
criminal
like the
even.
whole card's odds are kind of crazy.
Yeah, this is a casuals odds. I think the plus 230 minus 285. That's just insane.
It makes more sense to be flipped.
I don't know. I think it should genuinely just be a pick 'em. I don't think it makes sense either way.
What?
Y'all couldn't hear that, but I just ripped the meanest fart, dude. That was a mean fart, bro. That was rough, dude. I might have to check my pants after that one.
Okay, you're
Anyways, we got Terrence McKinney versus Chris Duncan. For me, Terrence McKinney is gonna win this. Okay, here's my idea. He has only lost against Rebovics, and Chris Duncan is coming off of a couple of like good, not bad fights, not bad at all, but guys that like aren't really a good test. You know what I'm saying? I think Terrence
Yeah.
McKinney's gonna get it done, and I think specifically Terrence McKinney's gonna get it done by knockout in the second round.
Well, I don't know about second round. Terrence McKinney, he doesn't leave the first round.
Yeah,
I don't know. Terrence McKinney, I think if it goes in the second round, Terrence McKinney's cooked. But
really
I think
interesting.
Chris Duncan's got good wrestling, but Terrence McKinney's shown great jiu-jitsu in his last 2 fights. I think he's shown improved brain power, and he's implemented the wrestling, and he's not just going out there with his chin right up in the air anymore. And I just think that Terrence McKinney's going to rush across the cage and knock out Chris Duncan in the first minute. I think Chris Duncan is really good. Well, not like elite, but he's good. And so is Terrence McKinney. And I just think that Terrence McKinney's kind of got a second wind in his career. And I think he's on the up right now. And I think he's going to just rush at Chris Duncan and knock him out.
Hey,
Especially
valid,
because
bro.
Chris Duncan eats a lot of shots in the first round. Notice that.
That's valid, dude. That's valid. All right, so I think we got that. So for the next one, we got Grant Dawson versus Manuel Torres, or Manuel. I don't know. I think it's Manuel since he's Mexican. I'm hoping. But anyways, so
No, it's
on this
manual.
one, I did pick Grant Dawson. Or what am I? Wait, hold up. I just realized this isn't on verdict.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is. Yeah, you're right. You're right. My fault. My fault. Okay, so yeah, I did pick Grant Dawson, and this is one of the rare occasions where I'm actually going to pick decision. Um, so Grant Dawson's off of a couple good wins, whereas Torres is recently lost a fight to Bahamundes and the guy right under him, Chris Duncan. Um, my personal opinion is that it's going to get a decision, and they're going to be, be trading a bit. And in the end of the day, Grant Dawson's going to do enough to get his hand raised.
I think that Grant Dawson is the better fighter of the two, and he's shown great wrestling, and I think he's a great wrestler. But this guy got dropped by a jab to King Green.
That's a good point.
And Manuel Torres is a power puncher, and he's got great hands. And also, I'm not going to keep it a buck. The main reason I'm picking Manuel is because I want him to win. And I've seen Grant Dawson say that the second the fight starts, he's not going to throw a punch and he's just going to go straight to humping the leg. He said that out of his mouth. I'm not picking him. I hope he gets knocked out brutally.
Yeah, I might have
And
to
I
convince
actually
him
do
too.
think he's going to
That's a
get
real
knocked out.
thing.
Yes, that's what I seen it today.
Well, you'll have to send me that clip. You'll have to send me that clip because that's crazy work,
I
dude.
think it was on the Ariel Helwani show.
That's crazy work, bro. That's so annoying. I hope
Yeah, and
Manuel Torres just throws a knee right at the start. Ben Askren's him.
dude, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, help the floor, bud.
Honestly, bro, that's so aggravating. Like the
Yeah.
game plan of making the fight boring. That's great, dude.
Oh yeah.
That's
Wait, speaking of the game plan, did you see that Joshua Van said he doesn't have one?
I don't think he has ever had one.
He said that he's not game planning and he's not watching any tape. I hope that he's just joking.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
If because he's cooked in the first round, if that's true.
The inexperience might be getting to him.
Yeah.
Anyways, final fight of the night. We have Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov. I want to hear your take on this before I go ahead and tell mine.
I think that Jan is levels ahead, and I think he's gonna win. And this guy literally went to decision with I almost said Carlos Prates. He went to decision of Carlos Olberg and Alex Pereira, and arguably won both of those fights. And he didn't get knocked out. He went to decision of both of them, and I just don't see Bogdan being able to beat out strike him unless it's a knockout. So I just think that Jan's going to be a crafty vet. He's going to be able to take down Bogdan if he gets hurt. I just think he's going to outpoint him
I just
by
think
decision.
that's where I'm at, dude. I just don't think Jan can get hurt after going the distance with Carlos Olberg and Pereira. How do you get hurt? You know, those guys are those guys are both like very powerful punchers. I just don't see Bogdan being able to put that gas on.
Oh yeah, and he almost finished Ink too.
Yeah, that was a draw, right? Wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a draw. He also went
And
he's had a recent fight against Rakic as well in 2022. I guess that's not recent, really. But I don't know. I could
yeah, he's
definitely
fought like all the top guys. Not got finished.
I could definitely see Jan, going in there, doing what he does, and just toughing it out against Bogdan. It's also like the number 5 versus the 11th. So
I do think Bogdan is good though.
yeah, I just don't see a world where Bogdan beats Jan Blachowicz. So that I
If
think
he,
it. I also will say like, if you look at Jan's record though, he doesn't have like the most high quality wins though, which is a little bit scary. Like he's got a law or a win over Israel Adesanya, but other than like in Rakic, but other than that, I mean like
he Loki should
Dominic.
though. He beat Carlos Olberg. He beat Alex Pereira, and he beat Izzy.
Yeah, no, he definitely beat Izzy, but like Dominic Reyes is his other wins, like that age like milk, like Luke Rockhold. I mean, I don't know. These are just names that like I feel like they aged poorly.
I
The
still
wins.
think he beat Alex Pereira.
I mean, that's not what the scorecards say, though. To be fair, I mean, I'm not trying to. be weird about anything. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's the end of the video. I think we got everything covered. If our picks are wrong, then it's actually the UFC that's wrong and it's rigged.
Agreed. That's what
Yeah.
that bandit scandal is about.
Make sure to like the video if you'd like to see Isaac bald next video.